Hello everyone and welcome to Healthy Cooking with Shayda. This is where I teach you how to make healthy plant-based meals that are salt, oil, and sugar-free. I'd like to welcome Erin here today. She's going to be monitoring the chat. So if you guys have any questions, please type it in and she will get that over to me and we can answer your questions. So hello Erin, how are you?
Hi everybody.
Yes, we are excited about today's recipe. Are you haven't had this, right?
Yeah, I've never had this recipe, but
You've had tabouli. Okay.
Tabouli.
So today we are making one of my favorite Middle Eastern dishes, which is tabouli. Now, tabouli is typically made with bulgur, but I'm trying to keep it gluten-free. So you can make the same recipe. You can add bulgur to it. You can make it with quinoa. But today I decided to make it with millet. And if you haven't tried millet is absolutely delicious, and it's got like it reminds me of quinoa in a lot of ways, right? Yeah. And it kind of looks like quinoa, and it's super easy to make. And if you go to my website, Healthy Cooking with Shayda, the recipe is there, and I've told you how to make it in the Instant Pot, so you can, check the recipe out. So in order to make this, it's literally 1 cup of dried quinoa that you're going to rinse under water and get, just rinse it really well, let the water drain. And then I add that to the Instant Pot with 1.5 cups of water. And then I close the lid, seal it, and on manual I put 10 minutes. And then I let the pressure come down naturally. I kind of let the pressure come down for maybe 40 minutes or so, but there was a time, I remember one time where I completely forgot about it, and it was like 2 or 3 hours later and it still came out fine, and it was fluffy and it was delicious. So don't let that, if you forget about it, it's okay. But literally, this is the millet, and like I said, it looks a lot like quinoa and it cooks pretty similar, except for the quinoa cooks a lot faster, but the millet will cook a little bit longer. So 10 minutes in the Instant Pot, let the pressure come down naturally. Have you made millet before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It
kind of has like a nutty taste to it.
They all do. They all have that nutty flavor to it,
yeah.
but it's really tasty, and it's really nutritious for you, and it's high in protein for those of us that are worried about our protein intake, which I still think is one of the silliest questions. So this Middle Eastern salad that, typically a lot of times you'll have tabouli with, I don't know, I sometimes have it when I make falafels. I sometimes make it just to have it, but the salad is really delicious. You go to most Middle Eastern countries and you're going to find that they will have a slightly different version of how they make their tabouli. Because a lot of times it's got the lemon juice and the olive oil, salt, pepper, the whole 9 yards. Most Middle Eastern stores, restaurants, if you go to Middle Eastern restaurants, most of them will have the tabouli, so you can also see how they make it. But like I said, for 9 out of 10, they do make it with the bulgur. But here we're trying to keep it gluten-free. I try to eat pretty much gluten-free. And so that's why I'm making it with the millet. Now, this salad is really light and refreshing, and it calls for a lot of fresh parsley. That's what you need for this recipe. So it consists of really tomatoes, cucumbers, green onions, a chopped red pepper, garlic, fresh mint, and when I say parsley, I'm talking like maybe 2 to 3 bunches of parsley. So depending on how big the parsleys are that you buy, because sometimes I've seen you can get a bunch of curly parsley and it's like this big, or you could go to the store and they're like this big. So you want it depending on how much you want to put in here, because really there's no right or wrong as far as the measurement, but you do want the parsley to be high up. I've got 3 bunches of and this is the curly parsley. You could do flat of the parsley. So the easiest thing to do for me, instead of sitting there chopping it by hand, is I put it all in my food processor. So that'll chop it up finely for me. And I'm also going to add the fresh mint in here because after all, they're all going to get mixed together anyway. So
Yeah.
So why not put it all in here? So that's going to go back here. And mint, it calls for about a cup of mint, or one small bunch mint. Now, I have gone to the Middle Eastern stores, and sometimes, again, their bunch or one bunch of mint is like this big. Like if you go to Super King,
Yeah.
sometimes you go and it's like this big, and sometimes it's this big. It's huge.
Yeah.
So kind of eyeball, like, I don't know, about a cup and a half, or just one bunch. And nothing will happen if you put more in here. I actually like the flavor of fresh mint in a salad. I find it extremely refreshing.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe there's some people that don't really care for it. So we're going to close the lid. And you want to pulse it, because I think by pulsing it, instead of just going quick, it's going to make it mushy.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is much faster than trying to chop it by hand. So, because you do want this finely chopped. Unless you're like a Chef Ramses that can just go boom, 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 and just cut it really fast. That is so not me. It will take forever for me to do that. So if you look at, oh, I forgot a mint out here. Oh, you can smell the mint and the parsley. Can you smell it?
Yeah, it smells good.
It's very aromatic,
So refreshing.
right? So it's pretty small. I might go just a little bit smaller, but not much. It's pretty good. And that didn't take long, right? Took a couple of minutes. There. I think we're good. Any questions up until now?
No, it's not. Tracy said, laugh out loud, Shayda. I take forever to chop too.
I do, and that's why, like, if it's onions, guys, forget it. It takes me forever, because half the time I'm crying, just because it makes my eyes tear. So it's all good, but it gets done. It gets done. So right now I've got the millet in the bowl already. And I tend to use a large bowl just because it's easier for me to mix everything together. It just makes it so that everything gets mixed really well. So we're going to add that in here. And this is a great salad when the weather is warm outside. Absolutely delicious.
For those of you who don't live in Southern California, it is 90 today.
It is 90 today, and tomorrow's supposed to be 93. So we're going through another heat wave. It was, but didn't you love it last week when it was cooler? Oh my God!
Sweaters and tea
and I just ordered a new sweater, but now it's like, oh my God, it's too hot.
Actually, the high today here was 95.
Yeah, where I'm at, it tends to get hot. Now we're going to add the Roma tomatoes that I've gone ahead and chopped. You want to chop them. You don't want them chopped too big. You don't want them chopped too small either. You want it somewhere in the middle. So you're going to add the tomatoes in here.
How did you chop those?
By hand. But see, they're pretty uniform.
No, that's what I was going to say.
No, they're. And then
Shayda always makes sure that all of her vegetables are the
but
same size.
you guys all know, wasn't it somebody on the last live, they said, is she a Virgo?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody said, one of the audience, somebody said that she must be a Virgo, and I am, and so things are uniform. Now we're adding green onions to it. We're also going to add one chop, but you want a small, either one or half. If it's big, only use half. If it's a small onion, use a small onion, but chop it up finely. And yes, I chopped it by hand.
It all looks like it was cut in some kind of machine because it's so perfect.
Oh, Erin. And we're also going to have, and we have 1 English cucumber. Now with the English cucumber, I don't peel the skin. I buy organic and I leave the skin on just because I think it looks pretty.
Those are English?
Yeah, it's the English cucumber, which is the long one.
Oh,
long
skinny one?
The long skinny one. I don't like the fat one because I think the fat one is good for juicing.
Yeah.
Like I'll use that for juicing, but the Persian cucumber or the English cucumber works best for this recipe.
Okay.
So we're going to add that in here. And if you chop everything ahead of time, honestly, this salad comes together really quickly. Now we're going to add garlic. We're going to add fresh garlic. You could use garlic powder if you want, but I like the taste of fresh garlic. Mm-hmm. So it's completely your choice. And you guys all know about my little Tupperware gadget that I love to chop up the garlic in here. And if you haven't seen this one, I'm going to demo it right now, but you can find it on my Amazon favorite page, which is in the I posted a link in the show notes. Okay, so we've got now watch, all you do is you pull. So I'm kind of getting a little bicep workout, shoulder workout, I don't know. And it chops it up so finely. It's better because when you use the other one where you're mincing it, mm-hmm. like you got to take the skin out, you got to do this, it's all done. You're not wasting anything. Doesn't that smell good?
Mm-hmm. I like the size on this garlic better too, instead of mincing. Sometimes mincing's a little too tiny, like too.
I agree.
More like liquidy.
I agree. Whoever invented this gadget, and I guess it's Tupperware, I'm guessing, I don't know. I love them for it because I absolutely love it. So that is really it as far as the ingredients that go in here. Now you want to mix it really well. And you want a good ratio between like the millet and the green, the parsley. You don't want it to be all green and you don't want it to be all millet either. And you see what I mean by using a large bowl to mix? It just makes it so much easier. And now, okay, so now the dressing, I just do fresh lime juice. And traditionally, even when you're making regular tabbouli, they do add the lime juice, or you could add lemon juice. You could add either or. Nothing, it's not going to make or break it. But they do add olive oil in here. They will add some salt in here, which I'm not adding. And they do add some fresh ground pepper, which we can add some pepper to it as well. And that's it. But what I do is I start with about a half a cup of fresh, this is fresh lime juice that we always have at the house. That, you know, my mom was laughing because yesterday she went and she bought 60 limes. Apparently every 2 weeks we go through 60 limes because yeah, we do, because we juice it and it's in the fridge. Yeah. And I've got it, I literally put the lime juice in everything. I make green juice in the morning, it goes in there. I make soup at night, it goes in there. I make the salad, that's our dressing. A lot of times our salad dressing is just, you know, the balsamic vinegar with lime juice. If I use California balsamics, which is a great vinegar, I will add a little bit of fresh lime juice to that as well. We all love lime so much because it's so refreshing and tasty. Mm-hmm. So, anything so far?
Michael said, love the hair, love the dress, love the food, love everything.
Oh, well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
What do you put in your juice that you make?
What do I put in the juice? Well, I'll tell you in 1 second. Let me pour this in here. It depends. Okay, so like this morning, I made, I put celery, bok choy, carrots, romaine lettuce, ginger. I think that, cucumber.
Oh, okay.
Cucumber. And then I added fresh lime juice to that. I'll rotate between the bok choy and the cabbage. Okay. And sometimes I will leave out the carrots and I will add a beet. I don't know, it's just
whatever you feel like.
Yeah, Mom and I have really gotten into having it like a juice in the morning, and I really enjoy it. So
it's refreshing.
It's very refreshing. So we're gonna add it. I ultimately end up putting about a cup in here, but you need to taste it for yourself to see how much you like, because you don't want it to be too soggy either. And I tell you what, this tastes much better once it's been sitting in the refrigerator for about an hour or so. It just seems like the flavors get all marinated. If you want to give me a fork and bowl, I'm going to have you taste it. We'll have Aaron be our taste tester. I'm going to add some pepper to this. Do you want to give me a fork or a spoon or something? And then
one
you can.
For you and one for me.
No, I'm not going to taste it right now. But because I know what I like, but I want to know what you like. Because if you tell me if it needs more lime juice, then we'll go ahead and add more to it. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Here comes the test. She's never had this before. Mmm.
That's good.
That's good? Mm-hmm. More lime juice or?
If it was me.
Yeah, if it was you.
I'd probably put a little more pepper.
A little bit more pepper. Okay, there you go.
I think it has enough lime juice.
There you go.
But I like pepper.
I think a lot of us like pepper because we're not using the salt. So.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's very light, it's very refreshing, it's filling, it's good for you. You know, if you go to my website or you go to my YouTube channel, you can see the falafel recipe that I made, and you could actually, if you wanted to, make a plate of this and take the falafels and put the falafels on top of the tabbouli and put your tahini sauce on top. It is absolutely delicious. There's something about tabbouli and falafels that they just go together.
Yeah.
They really, really go together. And I should have done the video that way where it's the tabbouli and the falafels. But you know, sometimes I think about after the fact. I think about it after the fact. So,
yeah. So now you have to make falafels again.
Oy, those falafels. If you haven't tried the falafels, you need to try the falafels.
They are delicious.
They're a little bit time consuming. I understand. But it's worth it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's really worth it. But I'm telling you, the falafel on top of this salad with the tahini dressing that's in the recipe, it's absolutely delicious.
What food processor were you using?
Oh, I'm using the Breville Sous Chef food processor, and it's the 16 cup. I absolutely love it because it does have it comes with a whole case, literally a case of attachments, because it does so many things. And then the 16 cup, the bowl that I was using, it also has a smaller bowl that I can put on the inside that if I wanted to process something smaller. So you could use both. But it's an investment, but I decided when my 11 cup, I think it was 11 cup food processor that I had a few years ago, when that died and I noticed how much I use it, I thought, you know what, it's a one-time investment. I'm going to do it. And I have been so happy with it because I have a tendency, for whatever reason, when I make something, I always tell Aaron, it just explodes. Like a small salad turns into a major salad, like into something like, I don't know how to cook something small. My aunt and I, we were talking about that last night, that, you know, whenever we make something, it just like gets bigger and bigger. So the 16 cup, it has come in handy for us, really handy.
All right. Any other questions for Shayda?
Any other questions, thoughts, anything? And what's going on with you guys? Any comments? Good, bad, it's all good.
Ready for October?
I'm ready for October. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the weather to get cooler and for us to have some rain. And just, I want to go to, I want to start making soups.
I know. I'm ready for soups and sweaters. And
yeah, soups and sweaters, absolutely. And
scarves.
Like this salad is good for right now because it's really hot out there.
Yeah.
But I really want to start making some soups again.
Like your mushroom soup.
Oh, yeah, the mushroom soup is really good, but it needs to be cold.
Beth made your falafels, and she said they were delicious.
Oh, thank you, Beth. I'm so glad. Now, Beth, make them again and make the tabouli. You'll see what I'm talking about. They go hand in hand. Yeah. They really do go hand in hand. Oh, that's wonderful. All right. Beth, was it time consuming for you to make it? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's just prepping.
It's just prepping. That's true. That's true. I think once you prep everything, then it's good to go.
Yeah, it's not too.
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
All right. Any other questions?
So no.
Beth said, "Will do."
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, guys, thank you for being here with us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you make this salad, just so you guys could see it. We'll post another picture of it. It's absolutely delicious. Please go on the website. You can find the recipe on the website, and you can also find my affiliate. Always busy with work, but we're looking forward to coming back real soon again. And just remember, it's one bite at a time, one meal at a time, and we will see you guys soon. Thank you again, guys. Bye.